Hey guys, Paul Kepner here with Kepcraft Media Productions, and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite pieces of gear. This is the Glide Gear Dev Dolly. Now, I've used this on a lot of different shoots. I've had it for a little over a year now, and it's never let me down. Super smooth and works very, very well. First off, I want to show you the case. Comes with this padded case right here. It's a heavy nylon case. Heavy zippers, strap is even good. Works really well, I like it. So let me show you what's on the inside. So if you unzip it, now I've modified my dolly just a little bit to make it a little bit faster to set up. So the new one that you buy will look slightly different, not much, but just slightly. So I just want to let you know ahead of time, and I will show you actually what I did to modify it to make it a little faster, so if you wanted to, you could do it. Anyway, so open the case right here. I added this piece of foam. It does not come with it, so forget this piece of foam. And I'll show you why I added it. Okay, so this is everything that will come in the kit right here. You have the 3 wheels right here that go on the track. The 2 rails, that comes with 2 4-foot standard rails. They are 1.25" aluminum. I know they're aluminum, but I believe they're 1.25" if I'm not mistaken. And so everyone will know we're going to measure them in millimeters, so that way you know exactly how big everything is. Because I get a lot of people ask me to measure things in millimeters because they don't want to convert from imperial. So with calipers, and you're looking at 32 millimeters on the bars. This is one of the end supports right here. It unscrews from the plate, just like this. Very easy. This plate is solid machined aluminum. I mean, very heavy. Let's measure that. You're looking at 10 millimeters. So it's a 10 millimeter thick, solid aluminum machined plate. It's not going to bend or break or do anything. The nice thing, this dolly is rated for 30 pounds. So if you wanted to use it with your fully rigged out Blackmagic Ursa Mini, full FS7, FS5, you could use your F55. You could even use the Red 1 on it. It'll hold it, so you don't have to worry about that. It's super solid. Like I said, here's the carriage plate. Comes with 2 ends right here. On the bottom of each end is a 1/4 20 and 3/8 16 screw hole, so you can mount it on tripods or C-stands or whatever for raising it up off the ground. These wheels, these are pretty heavy duty wheels. A lot of places will use inline skate wheels, and for some things they're really good, but the problem with those is the wheels are hard. So any little bump or piece of dirt on your rail, you'll hear a bump or you'll get a jitter on the screen. Sometimes they use skateboard wheels, and sometimes those are a little bit too soft, so it's kind of hard to push. These wheels are kind of in the middle. They're not too hard, not too soft, but they roll great on the wheels, or on the rails, I'm sorry. They're in a V shape, so fits on there. No sound. So you got 3 of those. These are the 2 rear ones, the solid screw. It doesn't move. For some reason, Glide Gear made the front one to where the screw will move a little bit. I guess to flex or whatever. I guess maybe they make round rails or something like that. I'm not sure. But that's the front one. And then it has, I added a few extra screws or pieces in here, so it won't come with everything that's in this bag, but it will come with this Allen wrench right here with the little wrench on the end for bolts and things. I've never used this. I've always used just this and kept it in there, and it's worked fine. So I'll show you first what I modified to show you a little bit easier how it sets up. The way Glide Gear has it designed is on these, what they want you to do is every time you open it up and build it, you have a bolt. You slide the bolt up in the bottom, and then you stack your bearings in your washer, and then you put this nut. It's just a regular, just a nut. It's not even a lock nut or anything like that. And they put that on there, and then they want you to put it on the plate. Now the problem with that is every time you put it on the plate, you're never going to get it exactly the tension that you want. Sometimes you may get it too tight and the bearings want to bind a little bit. Sometimes it's too loose and it flops all over the place. So what I did is I took a longer bolt than this. Let's see, I think I got an extra one so I can show you the difference. So I took a longer bolt, threaded or put it through here, put the washers, the bearings and everything, and then instead of a regular nut, I took a aircraft nylon lock nut. I put it on top and I preset everything. So now everything's nice and smooth, and anytime I tighten it on the plate, every time the wheels are always smooth, so I don't have to worry about that. Now the downside is you don't want to have to keep unscrewing these and screwing them back on all the time because it'll wear out the nylon insert. So that is where the other piece of foam comes into play. Because this doesn't have any padding on the top of the case, with these bolts sticking up, I was afraid it was going to poke holes in it. So that's why I got this piece of foam. I cut it out to where the wheels will fit. So it's just like that. Sits on top and nothing pokes holes in the cover. So only two differences that I did. So I'll show you how easy it is to put together. Super nice. Like I said, these are the two end pieces. I'll set these over here. Put these bolts back. Here's your carriage plate. Running out of room here. The Allen wrench, the only tool you need to put it together. So I like that. Here's the rails. So let me carefully set this over here on the side. Okay. Try not to make too much noise so the mics don't go crazy on me. Okay, so the ends, they have little plastic snaps. I kind of don't really like that, but it works and it holds solid, so I can't complain. Eventually I'd like to figure out a way to redesign this or make it a way where it's a little bit more stable, but for now it works great. So the ends snap on just like that. So there's your rails, totally together. And like I said, on the end of each of them you have your 1/4 20 and 3/8 bolt holes. So there's that. Now the carriage, like I said, easy, put together, use your tool. Man, that's loud, sorry. Put the Allen wrench in the bottom, right here, and screw it in. See, so now they're nice and loose, and I don't have to try to tighten everything down and loosen it and tighten it, and just to get it right. It's right the first time, every time. So now the front one. By the way, I'll leave links to all of the Dolly, the fluid head and everything that I'm using in the description. So that way you don't need to search for it, it's already there. Fits on here, nice and smooth. No noise. Very, very smooth. Now, Glide Gear does make 4-foot extensions to put on the ends of the rails, so you can stretch it out to 8 feet. The problem I see with that is you have a joint when you're connecting two rails. So when you order the two rails, it also comes with another end piece to sit in the middle, and then you have to have a third tripod. So I don't really like that design, because then you get height fluctuations. So what I did is I went to the local hardware store and I got some steel conduit pipe, a little bit smaller than this, and then I got them in 8-foot sections, so now I have 2 ends, 2 tripods, and 8-foot rails, and it still holds perfect with all the weight and everything. So, got a fluid head here. This one got on Amazon. It's the Weifang WF717. Got this, I've had this head almost 2 years, something like that, and still very, very smooth. This is my extra one. It goes back, I mean, great head, goes back to center. So I just use that on here, just carry it around. Unfortunately, there's not a spot in the case to put it, so I wish there was. There you go. And so now you can do your nice panning motion shots. So I've used this thing on, like I said, many different shoots for various reasons, and it's always worked perfect, never let me down. Very smooth. Like I said, it's very quiet. So several of the shoots I've had mics on the camera because I wanted to get sound. One of them was a lady was walking on a concrete, dragging her foot behind. We wanted to see a close-up of the leg. And hear the sound of the leg dragging. And so I used the 8-foot rails with this. And then I just followed her as she was walking. And the mics didn't pick up any sound from the dolly, only the sound of the lady walking. So just to let you know how quiet this is and how smooth it is. Now the only downside is it doesn't have a stop on it. I wish they would have done something like that, added some sort of stop. What I do is you could always turn one wheel sideways and then it won't go anywhere. I've done that. I've also had like a little piece of foam rubber that I'll just stick under a wheel and then it won't roll. So, but other than that, that's about it. I've got several test shots that I've taken with this dolly in different places, and you can take a look at them here. Okay, now that you saw the videos of the slider in motion, you can see how smooth it is and how nice of a glide you get with it. Again, this is Paul Kepner with Capcraft Media Productions. This is the Glide Gear Dev Dolly, and again, I'll leave links for everything, the head, the camera, everything I'm using in the description. If you like this video, please hit subscribe right down here, and if you have any questions or anything, leave it in the comments down below, and until next time, I will see you then. Thank you.